It's fun to experiment. Good evening, and welcome back to my channel. Thought I would trick you and do something different. Anyway, you might have remembered last month that I tried a Crayola eraser maker product thing, and I wasn't a huge fan. Didn't like it. So I thought I would give Crayola a chance to redeem itself, and I've bought the Crayola paper maker. Now, I know what some people might be saying. You've already made your own paper. Why are you doing this again for? Well, because I thought this might be a easier, simpler, more of an introduction to paper maker, especially for kids, than the last thing I used. The last thing I used, it just felt like a bit of an arse on. It was very good, and I made some lovely paper, but for me, it felt quite complicated. I feel like this is literally gonna suck all the complication out, and it's gonna be very, very easy. I hope so, because it's a kid's toy. That's what it's marketed towards. I'm just actually wondering whether the box is going to be giant and everything inside of it is going to be tiny, because we seem to have that problem, don't we, with Crayola products. It is, look at this. Ooh. This empty bit of space here with nothing in it, it's literally just an empty bit of cardboard. Reduce your packaging. It could have gotten to that big. The box could have been a bit smaller. Why do it for? Honestly, I don't understand. It makes no sense to us. Because surely it costs them more money in like shipping if your package is bigger, so it would be literally doing them a favour.
Calm down. No!
Anyway, I'll try not to be like a whingy face. So, we've got whatever this is. This must be our very sophisticated like paper roller. The good thing about something like this is I could probably use this again actually, like printmaking or something. I'm assuming this is going to be a bag of like ripped up bits of paper, like paper mache, and some inks. Gorgeous. And then we have a tray and a little spatula. Spatulas always come in handy. Perfect. I'm gonna reuse this. Right, I'm just gonna have a read of the instructions just to make sure I'm doing everything right. Adult assistance may be required. Don't know about that. Oh, okay, so in here, we have lots of different things. So we have like a bit of foam. I don't know what this is. Oh, it's like a plate or something to like push it down. All right, bit of foam. We have some little bits of netting and then like a lattice bit of plastic thing. All right, do not put in oven. Why would you think I was gonna put this in the oven for?
Yeah, you can't eat the paper.
Nope.
Now these are made with...
you can touch them with your hands.
Like, that's literally the last thought in my mind was to put this in the oven. Or maybe it's because we're like baking the paper to get it to dry and that's why it's on there. Because otherwise, why do not put an oven for? Right, I tell you what we'll do first. Before I do any of this, we'll sort our pulp out. So this is obviously your paper pulp and you need to fill it up into this beaker to 250 milliliters. Okay. Oh, it's very bitty. Very, very bitty. And then you want to push it down and flatten it. So the pulp's final height is between 50 and 75 milliliter line. I feel like I have a bit too much in here. I'll scoop some out. Right, that's exactly at the 75 line. Okay, good. This is gonna make my studio so dusty. The amount of bits that's coming off it is unreal. Right, and then we wanna add water to this up until the 250 milliliter line. Okay, done that. And then we need to add ink drops to make the desired color. So, shall we go for a bit of pink? We're going to stir with the spatula until the pulp slurry is uniformly thick and slightly lumpy.
Yum!
Oh yeah, this is a much easier way to make paper. I can remember the last time I made paper, I'm pretty sure I nearly lost a finger. With the, you know, the blender that I used. It's very close. You should never ever trust me around, you know, dangerous things, because I will hurt myself. Okay, that looks gorgeous and lumpy. So now we'll set up our little machine. So we've got this here. This is obviously going to be our press. Place the unit inside the drip tray. So that's the drip tray. Then lay the movable pulp tray on top of the base. This thing. And it goes on like that. Okay, perfect. Lay a screen inside the pulp tray. Okie dokie. Then we're gonna pour our slop onto here. Sloppy, sloppy, sloppy. I think the last time I made paper, it was very, very thick and chunky paper. Spread it evenly with the spatula. All right. Oh, what a cute little paper making day. It's less stressful than the last time. And I can already tell you it's much less of an arse-on than last time. Right, fab. Ooh, I can add some drips of ink as well onto it. Go for a bit of blue. Cute. Now what? Lay the second screen on top of the pulp slurry, then fit the press plate over the screen. Ah, so it needs another screen over the top of this, like so, and then the press plate on top. So this thing like that. And then finally the foam sheet. There's a lot of bits to this, isn't there? It reminds us a little bit of, there's a special printing process, I can't remember the name of it, and you use one of these like roller things and you kind of like embed things onto like a piece of paper and stuff, like you ink it up and you trap it in between two bits of foam. I can never remember what it's called. I used to do it all the time as well, and I've completely forgotten. Turn the handle counterclockwise to move the platform forward under the roller one time, then back to the original position. I'm assuming this is gonna squeeze all the excess water out. Bloody hell, it's a bit hard, like. I think a little kid might struggle a bit with this, unless I'm just incredibly weak. Okay, and then back through. Come on, Ant, you've been at the gym this week, you can do it. Get these puny little arms into action. Perfect. Remove the foam sheet. Okay. Press plate and top screen, so remove that. Oh, that's come off with it anyway, has it? Lay with paper onto a parchment. Ah, you didn't tell us I needed baking paper. Give us 1 second, I'll go get some. I got an oven tray as well, because I think I'm gonna need one of these. Set the oven onto 93 degrees Celsius. That's very specific. You couldn't have just rounded it down to 90. Insert the parchment covered baking sheet with screen and wet pulp on top for 1 hour. Do not use toaster oven or waxed paper. Remove and let cool. All right, so just basically wants us to dry them out. I suppose you don't have to do the oven step. You could easily just let them air dry if you wanted to. Where's the paper gone? I've just realised. Oh, it's on here. Can I not take this off then? Because I wanted to make some more. No, I can't. All right. I was expecting the paper, when it went through the roller, to kind of smush out and fill in any gaps, but it really hasn't. I feel like I needed more paper than that. Look at it, it's very holy. I don't know whether you're going to be able to see all the like holes and texture on that. Can I not just dump this out onto here? Because I need this back, because I want to make some more. Because surely you want like a batch of papers, you don't want to do one at a time. Gentle, there we go. Oops. Oh dear. No. That's my first one. It's not too bad. It could have definitely gone better.
You think?
I feel like there's not enough paper actually inside of it. I think they got the measurements wrong. But I think that's still cute, isn't it?
No.
I always forget when making like paper and stuff how ridiculously fragile the sheet of paper is when it's wet. You can't even touch it. You can't like look at it without it being like flopping around and getting a hole in it. Oh, don't look at me! I want to make a batch of them though. I can at least fit like possibly one. Well, maybe there's another 2 on there. All right, I'll get everything washed up and then we'll make another one.
Fancy another one? Oh no, that's okay.
Okay, let's try a different colour this time. I'm also going to add a bit more paper. I know I'm going off the rule book, but I felt like it needed just a little bit more. I know handmade paper is supposed to be very thin and delicate, but I can't do anything with it when it's thin and delicate. Okay, I've only gone for a little bit more, to be fair, so I'm not going too crazy. And this time, I want to make a green paper. I'm going to mix 2 colours. Ooh. I do think this is a clever little craft kit, mind, to get kids interested in just like the handmade nature of like different things. Because when you see paper, you forget obviously that there's a long tradition of hand making paper and the whole process behind it and what you can actually do with it. It's very intricate, it's very complicated, and you can be very detailed with paper making. You can add so much stuff to it. You can add threads and all sorts. So I think it is an interesting little kind of teachable toy, but also a crafty fun toy. And I like that. I like that a lot. Now I do want a better sheet this time, please. Okay, so I need that in first. I need one of these in again. And then is it the paper over the top? Right, I'm going to try and get this one a little bit more even. I didn't realise how neat you had to be on this first round. Because I was just expecting, when you obviously rolled it through, all this was going to mash into place and fill any kind of gaps and holes. But I guess it doesn't, because it didn't last time. Okay, I feel like I was really neat with that one. Look at that. I can't tilt it because there's loads of liquid in the bottom, but if you look at that, there's barely any hole. Well, there isn't. There's not a single hole. There's no rips or tears or anything. So, if this doesn't work and work very well, it's not because of me this time. I'm not adding any colour, I just want a plain green bit of paper. Right, let's try this again. Come on, Ant, you're strong. You're a strong, independent woman. You can do this. So intelligent. Okay, let's see what this one's looking like. Oh, that looks way better. How cool is that? That's a perfect sheet of paper. Okay, I'll get cleaned up and we'll make another one. What should I do for this next one? I don't know. I feel like I need to do something. I think I've got an idea.
Makes a change.
Okay, time to make a third sheet. Oh, this is so much fun. I'm thoroughly enjoying myself. Okay, so with this one, I don't want to colour it. I just want to keep it neutral. And give it a me. wax. And I did very well at spreading it out last time, so I'm gonna try and do that again. I think that's the most crucial part to this. Kinda looks like oats, doesn't it? Or porridge. It's making us hungry.
You fat bitch.
Okay, I think I'm pretty happy with that. In fact, I think I'm very happy with that. I was very, very meticulous, which is not a word I use to describe my actions a lot. And for the design, I want to make like a face. Wouldn't that be cool to have like a face paper? It'll be a very basic face, but we'll go for blue as the eyes. Try and do yellow around the sides. This might not look like anything, but it's fun to experiment. And then we'll do a pink little smile. Perfect. Oh my god, how cute. Smiley, smiley face paper. And then we get to rolling again. Oh, this is easy. So easy, it's ridiculous. I really need to work on my hand strength. It's embarrassing. It's not strength, it's my grip. My grip isn't very good. Right, there we go. And let's see how our smiley faces turned out. I don't know whether it's gonna look like a face, if I'm totally honest with you.
Oh, good Christ, what the fuck is that?
Oh, it kind of looks like a face, actually. It's very abstract and fun. I think that's quite cool, actually. I don't know whether that's me just being sad or not, but I think that's really interesting. Weirdly, the back of that, it's got like this kind of chevron design to it. Oh, I'm wondering whether it's off that. The lattice things come through. I don't know why. It didn't on any of the others. Okay, so we've got our bits of paper. What I'll do is I'll pop them in the oven and get these dried, and I'll show you what they look like. I'm gonna have to put like a video or a picture or something on the screen now and show you what they look like once they're dry, because I don't have time today to kind of oven cook them and release them and stuff. So hopefully they look quite nice. The reason I don't have time, by the way, you can blame my mum. She's just rang us and said she needs picking up from the train station and didn't give us any warning, because why? Why wouldn't you? So did Crayola redeem themselves from the last video? Yeah, I think they did. I think they massively did. I think this was a really fun, creative little craft kit that's also really educational. I think some kids would absolutely love this. I know I would have absolutely died for this when I was younger. I'd have had so much fun with it. So see, I don't shit on Crayola all the time. Sometimes they do good things. I said do. I cannot think of something else to say.
Illiterate.
But anyway, let me know your thoughts on this Crayola paper maker and whether you would find it interesting or your kid or your grandkid would find it interesting. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and I'll see you next week for a brand new video. I feel like December's gonna craft us out. I'm making so many things and doing so much stuff. Honestly, that was a million times easier to make paper doing it this way than it was the last time. The last time it wasn't really difficult, but it was stressful. I found it stressful. This one wasn't stressful at all. It was really, really nice. It makes a change. Sometimes I feel like crafts, especially when I haven't done them before, they proper stresses out because I want to actually do them right, believe it or not.